so great to be here with you, dear one. I acknowledge you. If you are tracking where I am and this is contributing to you, that's my desire in every way. I acknowledge you. Because, it's a real challenge to be able to confront your participation in that which is working against you. Yes. And not the mind, not against the mind, but against self. Self-realization. So, my topic is how our words manifest. When you say thoughts or things, how does that happen? How our words manifest. All right. So we realize that this is a creation, and a creation has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But we're not a creation. We have no beginning, middle, and end. We're eternals. We're the eternals. So, as eternals, then somehow convinced, tricked, taught, whatever, to focus on this limited three-dimensional reality as themselves, the body as themselves, then they're then in this system of fear. And also the fear then run by letters and numbers, which is, they say this is what this reality is made from, is our numbers and letters. And those numbers and letters have been given like also color, sound, form, as the creators of this reality, the designing of it in some level. So these are thinking beings would do this. These people who are thinking are always are thinking of a new scheme, another angle, another way to get money, power, longevity, control, slaves, sex slaves, whatever they're doing, abuse children, all these sick things. And when you understand and know how these words manifest, and they were meant to do that because then the words, which is a combination of letters, calls it spelling, which is spell casting a spell through the language that's in a sentence for a period of time. You see, this is what's going on here. This is how it operates. And when you know how the trick is done, and you know how the illusion is made, you observe it, and it no longer takes you anymore, because you're in this world, you're not of it. And you understand you know how it's operating, so therefore you also operate in it the way you need to in order to do your work. And that means to maintain yourself in that state of absolute knowing, that peace and harmony and divine power of your own self-realization and self-actualization, self-activation of who you are. So the word then has a meaning that is given, and that word then has a meaning, and say it's what the word giraffe would look like. So think of a fan. And the propellers on the fan, when they're turned off, very slow, not really moving, very small vibration, we don't even notice, you can see all the blades. And then when you turn it on and you have the fan go faster and faster, after a while you do not see the fan. It doesn't mean the fan isn't there, but you are not perceiving that fan as it really is. It'd be very dangerous. You'd walk through that. I knew of a woman that did that, and she walked into an airplane propeller, cut off her arm like this, and she said, "God, I want my arm." She stayed conscious, and she got everybody there meditating for her, focusing on her health and well-being. She orchestrated the whole thing. She said, "Get my arm, take it," and they put it in the ambulance with her and all this. And when she got to the hospital, there you would have the world's greatest surgeon on this situation happened to be there when, all perfect divine harmony. And she did have her arm back and was able to use it to some quite extent. But that's another thing, that to know how your words manifest is that those words, those sounds, those numbers have been given form, imagination, and all of this within that construct of the mind. So that then when those words are spoken and with emotion and feeling and meaning that we have given to that, then as that slows down and it matriculates through the dimension, it comes into the form that we can see, actually, and perceive with all of our senses. So it's not that we're, in one sense, yeah, we are, but creating, we're wanting to perceive then our thoughts, our desires, our imagination in this particular form. And when we realize that's how our words manifest, we want to be very careful of the words that we're using, and to also start withdrawing the meaning that is been working against us and who we are, and dumbing us down and limiting our perception, because we're accepting those meanings, and they can be very, very deep, with one suggestion after another, command, that are operating on many levels, that we bring everything to the conscious level. That means the awareness level, you see, the awareness level, and realize that when we're giving our creative power and images to what we do not want is going to manifest. So use your creative abilities and the mind. If you're going to think the highest thoughts possible, and best yet, to move into the state of grace, of absolute knowing and trusting always in the divine, in the mystical, and witness with joy the love of it all manifesting. So we just are using words to help us as tools to get us to the place of words are not necessary, as we're tapped into the realm of the divine. And now we get to explore and experience those divine aspects of ourselves. You see? So, yeah.